Cool. Okay, usually you have Elijah doing the intros, but I'm actually going to take this one right now. I'm Carlos, otherwise known as Los, your producer. You know me because he's introduced me a bunch of times. Say hi, Elijah.
Hey, I'm right here.
Get a little closer to the mic, would you?
I shall.
Yeah. Get nice.
Am I right
nice
up on
and
it now?
comfy. We have really good friend of mine, really talented rapper, Chris. Chris with a period. Say what's up, bro.
Hey.
That's my boy.
What's good?
That's my boy Chris.
How you guys doing?
Chris, you have to go check him out. And he's under like 3 different names on Spotify, straight up.
No. What happened was
Okay, hold on.
Spotify fucked my name up. Put my music under some other shit. And I had to start all over. So it's just Chris with a period. You know what I mean? They'll link you.
You gotta,
do your thing.
We'll definitely put the link in the description, and we'll get the Apple Music link too. But if you just look up Maple, that's the name of the album by Chris. Period. Just give that a listen. It's just like it's vibes, start to finish.
It is, and I went into it not knowing what to expect when I listened to it last night. And the link was on your Instagram, and I clicked on it, and I downloaded Spotify just to listen to it because I don't support these music apps. And I downloaded it, and I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen out of this. I know he does rap, and I think I went in with a certain mindset of what to expect from it, and it was kind of like a punch in the face when I heard it, and it was something.
But you know what? That's crazy.
Let's talk about that.
That's crazy. Look, I get that all the time because a lot of people around me, they'll know that I do music. They won't listen to it, and then they'll expect like at a live performance to, not to throw any shade at anybody, but just like a trap performance, a low quality trap performance that's so popular in LA right now.
Yeah.
And when I get up there and I present something like that's not trap, that's not even like I guess what they call conscious sounding. It's like alternative sound. So it's like, if you look at me, you'll think that, but the sound that I really, really go for is that. So it's interesting that you say that.
Yeah, and because it really surprised me. I think we should definitely add that. It's not SoundCloud rap.
Right.
It's not mumble rap.
No, not even at all. What's funny
I love mumble rap. I love mumble rap.
Yeah, that's the
thing.
It's that's the thing.
I love
you
it.
You can't just be like, oh no, I only eat Italian food. Like, only.
Are you trying to throw shit at me for only Italian food? It's like 8 times this week we've had this conversation.
Hell no.
I could eat only Italian food.
But, like, music is the same way, I feel like. When you're like, oh, I only listen to this genre. I only listen to this genre. Like, no. Just don't do that. Because, like, that's not the way. But I do want to say, like, when you say, like, oh, I'm a rapper, like, or if you just tell somebody that, everybody's going to, like, in that moment, just picture something different. When you say you're a rapper, because rap means something different to like everybody.
Well, the image of it, the image of
there's an image
rap,
to it too, yeah.
That's what gets me because rap isn't just the popular, music that we hear every day. And that's why I feel like hip hop is so beautiful because like you embody everything. Like you can embody the lyrics of it. You can embody like some of the trap rappers that got beautiful melodies. Like sometimes you can't even hear what they say, but their melodies are like crazy. You know what I mean? Like so everybody under that umbrella of hip hop has created a lane for somebody to go and still call it hip hop. You get what I'm saying? Now the content is a different story. That's a whole different conversation. But you know what I mean? I just feel like the way that things are being created under the scope of hip hop is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hip hop, the influence that hip hop has put in like the music world is everywhere. Because if you listen to R&B nowadays, you're gonna hear like essentially what's like a hip hop beat, but with like sexier chords.
You know what I'm saying?
Like even if you listen to country, there's gonna be like sampled drums on there. Like it's left its mark, no doubt.
Exactly. And now you can't. What is R&B? Like I can't even name, I don't even think 5 like new generation R&B singers.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the lines dividing genres in this type of R&B, hip hop, and rap kind of stuff is like it's kind of blurred.
Yeah.
You know, and I think what you do, it doesn't fit into any like I couldn't put like one label on it. And I think because I'm a movie guy,
Right.
and I think that's like one of the big differences between movies and music is you can slap a label, like a genre label, on most movies pretty easily.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of music that kind of fits and kind of blurs a lot of lines.
I agree.
And I think that's what you do. And what would you say if you could put like 3 or 4 or as many genre labels as you want? What would you define what you do as?
That's funny that you say 3 or 4 because when you distribute your music, you have to put
3
3 or 4
yeah.
to because you just have to. So I'm interested too.
I would say, and I'll give you it. I would say first hip hop, and then alternative, and then you'll probably go indie, and fourth one. The fourth, I don't even know.
I mean, if you want to cut it at 3.
Those 3. But I only say those 3 because that's like those are the things that influenced me. You know what I mean? I didn't grow up in the '90s, so you know it was like the lines were blurred by the time I got to the point where I was like, oh, music is cool. You know what I mean? So you got like stuff like Daft Punk to Kraftwerk to Parliament to Weezer, Queen. And you know what I mean? And then it just kept going to Kid Cudi and shit. Before that, it was then Kanye. Kanye, what he did was just like, he introduced all that shit to hip hop. So it was like, once I heard Kanye West and what he did, like it was like, what the fuck is it? You know what I mean? And then you want to try to create that sound. If you're into music, you're trying to, if you want to do something different, I should say, and you have all those influences that I just named, you want to put it into your music, and he did that. You know what I'm saying?
Would you put Kanye as one of like your big influences in your work, or one of your one of your bigger ones?
No, Chris loves.
Yeah, because I got a lot of vibes from that when I was listening to it for sure.
For sure. To me, he's the GOAT.
Yeah, I think
He's the GOAT.
you'd be remiss in not putting him in the top 5 of all time.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Rappers,
true. That's so
Yeah,
I don't think so. Rappers, I don't think he's like top 5 rappers, but in terms of
What he does.
his overall artistry, like that dude, he visually painted pictures, physically painted pictures, I'm sure. In terms of his cover art and you know, having ideas and
but the thing with him is his kind of influence is in his music in every level of it. You know, like it's not just the lyrics, it's not just the rapping, it's like every single part of it is
the
him.
layers, the drums, the strings, everything that he puts in, like it's like telling a story.
Yeah, it's like it's all him, and it's a control that like not a lot of people have on their work. And I think it's just because he has the range to, you know, put control over all this. And 9 times out of 10, I think it'll turn out good.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, he'll have a flop and talk about Chick-fil-A and lemonade
on
a Jesus song.
But you gotta make it relatable. You gotta do things like that.
And I think with doing what Kanye does, you need to take like a lot of big swings, and that's gonna miss a lot, and it's gonna hit a lot though. But if a big hit's gonna be more memorable.
Yeah.
Where then, you know, just
that's what we was talking about before when we were saying how sometimes the greatest ideas come from, you know, the space of you're not supposed to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like when they tell you you're not supposed to be doing that and you do it, that's when the great idea comes. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what he does in hip hop. He does what nobody feels like is the right thing to do, or is like, oh, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Yeah. I wouldn't have thought to do that. You know what I mean? Jay-Z has said something. He was like, Kanye is the guy who'll be, you know, if it's like all of us be on horses or all on horses, he'll be the one to go over the hill to see what's over there and then come back with darts all over his back to tell everybody else what's on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Like he's that person to go to test the waters. Like I'm gonna go see.
Yeah.
And then when it may come back with a dart, it may come back with gold. You know what I'm saying? But everybody remembers that gold.
Yeah.
And that's the college dropouts. That's the graduations, the 808s. Which is my
and
favorite.
your art, every form of art always needs someone who's willing to push boundaries because And I think for film, that person I always point to is Alfred Hitchcock. You know, and basically he broke every rule that they had for film, every censorship rule. They wouldn't let him show a toilet on film. That's how like restrictive it was back then.
Right.
And if you want to talk about comic books, Stan Lee, there was a long list of rules that basically restrict everything in comic books, and he just said, "I'm going to make my own rules, and this are the rules everyone follows now."
Wow.
And so that's what art needs, and you know, those are all people that are. If you think about comic books, you think about movies. If you think about music, these are people you think about.
Right.
You know?
The
That's just what you're
icons.
gonna remember.
Hey, I think Alfred Hitchcock and Kanye are two great examples for something that I want to ask you guys about, because they're both kind of like assholes. You know what I mean? And like that's okay. Like I believe in like being able to separate the artist from the art, because like Kanye has objectively impacted the music industry. Like auto-tune, bro. That sound, like, let's be real, it really was like 808s and heartbreaks that made everybody want to be like, oh, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, sure, T-Pain was doing it, but when T-Pain was doing it, nobody was like, oh, I should do that too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, Kanye just made it so hip, so
But
cool.
you-
But, you know, I'm like, these people have been kind of like, sometimes they have been like just straight up like bad people at times.
I mean, first I'm going to say this, because I'm going to say with T-Pain, I feel like T-Pain was that for auto-tune. You get what I'm saying? Because I remember back in those days, and he took so much flack for that shit. He took so much flack for it. But at the same time, he was making hits.
Yeah.
And what I found out was he got called up by Kanye to help him with auto-tune. And I think it's an album that T-Pain had, and this is from an interview. You can look this up on YouTube. It's an album that T-Pain had, and Kanye, he said his 808s and Heartbreaks is pretty much that same album that T-Pain had.
Oh.
He just did it his way, but he was there with him teaching him how to do that. But T-Pain is one of them dudes, bro. T-Pain, that guy is great too.
Oh, he's awesome.
I will say Kanye, he just allowed other people to know how to use it differently for a person who can't really sing. So then you got a Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Then you got, you know what I mean, all type of other people that use
Yeah,
auto-tune.
but I do want to go back to Carlos's question about
Yeah,
that.
talk about, cause Hitchcock was way worse than
Yeah,
Kanye.
okay,
Like-
because I don't know. If, I'm gonna assume you're not super familiar with what he was as a person, but he was infamous for putting holes in the dressing rooms of his lead actresses.
No,
so he could
I've
look
watched
in.
documentaries.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I'm a bit of a movie guy too.
Okay,
Like,
good. Then we're gonna have plenty to
right,
talk
right.
about. And
Exactly.
Yeah, while he was married, and then threatening to fire the actresses if they didn't, if they tried to report it or anything.
Exactly.
And that's what was so but because stuff like that in Hollywood, it's been like public information for years. And I think me and you talked about this a couple weeks ago that it's just the industry is not good to women at all. It was even like a subplot in like the fourth Scream movie, and it's been talked about. And when I was growing up, everyone knew about it. It's like Hollywood's not good to women, and then it was just so crazy seeing. It's like, look, Harvey Weinstein did this, and like we're turning the industry on its head. It's like, this isn't new information. Why are you pretending this is new information?
Right.
Like all these Hollywood people are like, wow, I can't believe they're doing this. Like, well, I can because we know that they do it, and I know you know that they
yeah,
do
no,
it.
that's so
Right.
true. That's so true.
Nah, definitely.
Okay, but what I'm asking about is like these people like really like they contributed to like art as a whole because their style like became like it's just like a seasoning that now everybody else can use. You know what I mean? Like when people like you can say like, okay, this shot I kind of want to go for like a Hitchcock vibe, you know, or like this hook I want it to have kind of like a Kanye sound. Like those things mean something, you know. But like, is it cool to like, you know, like what do we do about that other shit? We can't just like look past it, you know. But like, what do we do?
I mean, I think on the Kanye side of it, it's like, well, I mean, he hasn't done anything illegal. I mean, he's just an asshole, and I think he gets his due punishment for being that.
Right.
And I think we deal with Kanye in the
true.
only way
Okay.
we have to. In
That's
terms
true.
of Hitchcock, it's like, what are you supposed to do? The guy's been dead for like 30 years. You know.
Oh no! I mean,
that's
yeah.
not. But I mean that. But I know what you're saying.
No,
It's just-
I'm saying there's like at least like 10 other like Weinsteins out there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I agree. So, I mean, what can you do? Like, I feel like because here's the thing: the art is going to be more than just that one person. It's like
Right.
It's
I was
like-
just thinking that. I mean, yeah.
you can't boycott it. You can't
No,
tear it. Like try to get it shut down because you're affecting like potentially 1,000 people who have worked on a movie or on an album. I don't know how many people work on an album on average, but I know with a movie that's like 10 minutes of credits you'll be sitting through, and you can't like boycott these things because like this person did that because I mean. I wouldn't say you can't, but I'd say you'd have to consider all the other lives they're affecting when you do that kind of stuff. Because art is more than just one person. Any art project.
Yeah, that's true. I'd actually never thought about that before.
Yeah. Because art's never just going to be one person. It's always going to be.
I was just saying,
Yeah.
it's not just Bill Cosby that created the Cosby Show. He didn't sit there and draw those characters out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he didn't.
Oh no, but that was over the top. No, that was no, that one was.
Listen, maybe we should destroy the Cosby Show.
But you know what? I think there's a lot of stuff that you have to take in consideration with everybody that does, I guess, whatever they do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna sit here and praise whoever did what they did, but like you said, the work has been done.
Yeah.
The people that's working on the project is they got families and things like that. So that's one side you got to think about. But in terms of the person and separating them, shit, that's
no,
hard.
yeah, that's a tough one.
That's
like
hard.
I don't know. Like
because
I personally think
because
like,
you gotta go to like the R. If you gotta go to R. Kelly and then you gotta
oh
you gotta
yeah,
go to like the
dude, okay,
Michael
R.
Jackson's
Kelly,
and we don't know. And
no, I kind of do think that R. Kelly and I think Michael Jackson just like should have been canceled. I don't think society was there yet, but I think he should have. Like, man, did you guys see the HBO documentary?
I didn't, but I want to say
I did.
Oh
but
man,
that is so faulty.
Before we jump into the I don't think
that's
Michael Jackson did it parade, I want to say I don't even think it's like a matter of the like society. It wasn't there yet. The level of fame Michael Jackson had
Boy,
is uncomparable. I don't think in a 1,000
that's
years.
so true.
I don't think, and I don't
be
think
that famous
anyone
again.
in our lifetime and in our kids' lifetime and their kids' lifetime is going to be Michael Jackson.
Fame.
I don't think
No.
that in 1,000 years from now, if Michael Jackson was born 1,000 years from now and society was like super advanced, super progressive, if his level of fame, I don't think anything would happen to him.
Dude, I actually, one of like my early memories as a kid was like seeing in the news Michael Jackson standing on top of a car because there were fucking fans around him in public.
Mm-hmm.
He had
was
to like
famous,
he
bro.
had to get on top of a car.
Yeah.
That's
It's just
fucking wild.
He was beyond like comprehensible fame. I don't think anyone in history has.
ever been that famous.
I mean, no celebrity. I mean, is that we talk about on a daily basis now. He's been dead, and he probably looks like he raped some kids, and I'm talking about him right now.
Hey, okay.
Giving him shout outs on my podcast.
Has anyone come close since Mike? Not really, right?
No,
No,
I can't
bro.
think of
Like
anyone.
not even.
No, not one person. There's not one person that's ever been
Yeah,
close
so the
to
most-
being Michael Jackson famous.
The most sold record of all history is Thriller.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is Eagles' Greatest Hits. Eagles' Greatest Hits sold 200 million. Thriller sold 300 million.
Yeah.
So first place is literally 100 million away from second place.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That's worldwide.
it's unheard of. Yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. Is anyone ever going to be that famous ever again?
No.
I mean, if the world lives long enough, maybe.
Yeah, you know what? Because I think at a certain point, people aren't going to really comprehend how famous he was.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying? And
like we
then-
are, and our kids are, and our grandkids are.
Right,
but
exactly.
I think that might be the end of the line for it. But
At the end of that, because
No, but even then, a lot of like young people aren't that hip to Michael Jackson anymore.
yeah, but even at that point, like anyone who's like not that hip to him, I say their name, they know who he is. They know that he's like the greatest of all time.
That's true.
I don't know anyone who, if I say Michael Jackson, like who is that guy and does he have the greatest selling record of all time? I don't know. They all do. They all know.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Yeah,
it's
Household names still.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know, but and we all know how that'll translate. 1,000 years from now. The highest most paid athlete of all time is like some chariot driver from like ancient Rome.
Wait,
I swear,
are you for real?
I swear, I don't know if you can still do this because you're sitting here with us, but
That's
if you could
okay.
look it up, this
Yeah, I
the
got
highest
you.
paid athlete of all time. It's like he was just inheriting like kingdoms or something. He was like in ancient Rome or ancient Greece, just doing like chariot races and gladiators. I don't know, like crazy stuff.
So they recorded that. Man.
Yeah, and it's just recorded, and I want to say, like, I swear that I saw this, and maybe it was some kind of weird dream, but I'm very, very certain that this.
Bro, the thing is, like, I'm looking this up right now, but I have a feeling that what I need to find is like some kind of cracked article or something, and
you're
I'm
on
only
Forbes.
finding like Forbes and like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, Wikipedia.
I
Like,
swear. Look on Wikipedia. I think that's what I saw it on.
Okay, okay.
I'm not willing to put money, but if I had money, I'd be willing to put money on it. If I was Michael Jackson, I'd put
that
my
is
mention on it.
that's crazy.
Holy
But you know
fuck,
what?
you're right. No,
Yeah.
no, he's right. He's
Look.
right. Zhao's Apelius Diocles.
Yeah.
There we go. A Roman chariot racer is said to have earned 35,863,120
It's some ancient form of currency.
Yeah. Holy cow.
And who's in second place?
Okay, it's in adjusted to inflation and all that shit. It's worth 15 billion in today's dollars.
Okay, who's in second
15
place? Who's in
billion.
second place, and what do they have with inflation?
Oh my god, hold on. I was actually gonna go to like
Yeah.
a real one.
It's like
it's Michael Jordan.
Yeah, how much does he have? Not 15 billion.
No. Wait, hold on. This page is cut off. Let me just go to a different article. No, but Michael
Imagine
Jordan.
getting inflation $15 billion for racing chariots. I guarantee you. What is Michael
Holy
Jordan?
fuck, Michael! 1.85 billion.
1.85. He's still 14 billion
Michael
short.
Jordan. Yeah, he's
So,
still
look
14
at that
billion
broke
short.
guy.
Yeah, but still 1.85 billion dollars.
That is quite a bit of money.
Ooh, Tiger Woods is number 2.
Oh man.
Man, so, I can't get into golf, man.
Well, I mean, you're not 50, so it's to be
No,
expected.
yeah, and every time I like see like that some people are golfing, it's always just like some rich people that like
Name
golf
one
at a
int-
country club.
Name
Like,
one interesting person that watches golf.
no, not that watches golf, that plays golf.
No, I mean just name one interesting person that watches golf.
Oh, I don't
My
know.
sister used to
No
play
way.
golf in high school. She said it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my godparents are like really into that shit, and my cousin, she went to college on a golf scholarship.
Wait, do you guys know what's going on when they're playing?
No,
No, not really,
Okay,
man.
maybe
don't-
that's
you know
why
what?
you guys don't enjoy it, because you guys don't know what's going on.
Man,
Yeah.
no. I played Wii Sports golf. You smack the thing and it flies into the hole, and you don't get it in the
Maybe
pond.
it gets intense when you know how many putts and
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
sure.
like
things like that. I don't know.
I don't know, like football, I can see the adrenaline of some dude like
Oh,
just breaking
bro,
someone
football
else's
is
back.
so slow.
It is too slow, but like I don't like any sports in general. Like they don't hold my attention.
No, I love
but
basketball.
But I can get why people like them. Like football, I can see like it's interesting seeing this. Like even racing, I can see. It's like, man, you're gonna watch that
Yeah.
person. I just saw that crash that happened like last week.
Oh yeah,
Did you
I
see-
saw it came up.
Track.
Yeah, it came out, and when
That's
he was
pretty
flipping
intense.
over, a car hit him, and the car that hit him while he was flipping got first place or something. Everyone's like, "How dare you smash into a car that's flipping over on fire?" And it took them so long to put out the fire. Like they
Was
put.
he okay?
Yeah, he woke up like yesterday morning, so he lived, but somehow
Oh my god.
he lived by some miracle. But it took the fire crew like way too long to put it out, and they were like trying. They got all the gear out there, and it took them forever, and they couldn't get it to work. So they were like trying to operate the fire extinguisher, and I guess they were just like
man.
the main crew was
Well,
like
thank
sick
God he's
and
okay.
Yeah, for real.
yeah.
Thank God
He
he's okay.
fortunately he was good. He woke up I believe yesterday, and
Alright, cool.
they like really reinforced those things to take like an atomic bomb. So
That's a tough
I
guy.
mean, he'd
man.
have to just like I just saw that. Just imagine 200 miles an hour just flipping over.
Man,
Just-
can you imagine like being like a fan, like a big time fan? All of a sudden, you just see that shit happen.
Yeah, man. Can you imagine being the dad or mom of that person?
Oh, my
Like,
God.
Oh my shit.
No,
There's
that's
some
heavy,
kid in
man.
there.
Yeah.
A lot
That's
of
just crazy.
dude. Like a lot more people are becoming less cool with like how dangerous like some sports are.
Yeah.
Like I feel like people are just more vocal about it.
Yeah, the football argument's been going on for a while.
Yeah,
And,
that literally fucks up your brain.
Yeah,
like your
no.
frontal lobe,
Yeah.
was it, or
That-
like something
That's
like
it. I
that?
played football pretty much my whole life, and I think in high school that's when I understood it. People used to be like, "Why do you keep getting down?" Like when somebody, like a big linebacker, come like that, I either get out of bounds or I'll get down on the ground because it's like
You don't want to get.
you're not gonna hurt me to where I can't walk tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I still want to do things. I want to wake up tomorrow and be good. So
Yeah.
I always have that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, this is what I think about. This is why I never had the aspiration to be like, man, I'm about to go to NFL. There's people out there that, like, that's all they feel like that's all they have.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like, football is my thing. And when I don't got football, there's nothing else.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here, like, I'm getting stats or whatever, but when I'm going to practice, I'm not doing my 100%. I'm not going 100% sometimes. And it's a kid out there that's, so I was like, I always knew for a fact, like, let me save myself.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people are just,
Yeah, and
You know
if
what
you're
I mean?
not if you're not 100% into it, it's not worth the risk.
It's
either.
not.
I have a friend who was an amazing football player. I remember he was getting scouted by like every college, everything after like every game, and he runs track. He does track and field now. And I was talking to him why he's like, he's just not worth the brain damage that you could get. Like you're not gonna get brain damage track and field. It's just not worth. You know, in his opinion, I think he's right. You know, just ruining your mind and
imagine this though. You start playing football, tackle football at the age of like 7.
yep.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is your life until you hit 21 with the big boys.
Mm-hmm.
Like by the time you get to the big boys, you done been had probably a concussion before, a slight
Yeah.
concussion. And Pee Wee in 8th grade, y'all going in 8th grade,
Mm-hmm.
you boom, you know what I'm saying? Like you throwing your young body and it's still,
And you know what's crazy is your brain, your skull is made of different plates,
yeah,
and they don't finish forming together till you're 25.
there we go.
Yeah, these
That's just
plates in your
crazy.
head are not completely sealed together till you're 25. That's when they're done.
I did not know
yeah,
that.
and so you have like what are you thinking? 8-year-olds
Are
is
you
like
for
probably
real?
like held together with
Yeah.
like stitches, basically, and
That's
they're just
crazy.
smashing into each other.
That's just crazy.
Whoa, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's
So you got a
crazy.
spot in your head, buddy.
Yeah,
Start feeling his head. That's hilarious. But yeah, that's crazy, man. You gotta be careful with these sports.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it was fucking Roosevelt that there was a president who I'm pretty sure was Roosevelt had to like be the first one to pass the law because there was like this famous college game. It was like the most famous game in the country that everybody got high for it. But last year, like 2 students had died or something like that, and like
Yep.
oh, well, anyway, sorry, we heard a noise. Yeah, but like the last year, like a few students had died that football game. So people were debating whether they should pass the laws or not. But then the president's son was in the football team that like where he could have like died. So that's what it took for like the president to like literally the president to change football laws.
All that to
Yeah. It's all good too. It's still a dope sport. It's a doper sport without people dying.
that's America for you, baby. Now you know what the other question had me thinking, like, bro, like R. Kelly's
Oh, okay. Let's hear
Trapped
it.
in the
What-
Closet is amazing.
I know you like R. Kelly's Trapped. I stopped watching after like 24, something. And you always tell me to keep watching.
Man, that shit is amazing. This man is creating songs. It's like it's the same beat every time.
Yeah, it
and
is.
he's like coming up with different scenarios, and he wrote the script. and
Oh,
it's
okay.
like,
I see.
damn,
Okay. I can appreciate that side of it. Like now that you pointed out like that.
But how do you?
No, that was fucked up, bro.
How do you
he
say
like
it?
he like peed on girls.
and
Yeah.
then ran a sex cult. In the basement. That was they let him out. And we're like, okay, R.
well,
Kelly, don't do
okay,
anything
this-
wrong
okay.
again.
All
He's
right,
like,
so
when Kenan
okay.
Thompson did
But
him
well,
on SNL, good lord, that was so funny.
This is serious though, because you really have to think about like the way that we treat people, how the way that we see things in perspective, right? Okay, this man, he did all these things, right?
Yeah.
We have his background, he's sick, right? We can all agree that this man is sick.
Yes. Yeah. I don't want that to sound sympathetic though.
Yeah.
No. It's not sounding sympathetic. Nothing about it is sympathetic.
Okay,
I'm not sympathizing with nothing
good.
and anything.
Yeah.
But I'm
'Cause
saying
he was sick.
that's what I'm
He was
saying.
a sick man.
It's serious. That's what I'm saying. He's serious. Like he's a sick person, right? And you have a sick dude that's doing all these things. To continue the cycle, do we continue like to bash this person? You know what I mean? Is a healing process something that you think about when it comes to people like
for
this?
him?
Not even for him. I'm talking about just for
Or for society.
No.
For
You're
society,
right. Because what it is like
because he got molested. Something happened to him. So it's like he's a victim in some sort as well. And that cause and effect.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, because if you come out as like, oh, I'm attracted to like underage boys, underage girls, like if there's a chance that like somebody's gonna kill you because of that shit, you're just never gonna look for help.
I mean, of course you're not gonna look for help. I mean, you're sick. No one's sick really just goes to look for help, especially mentally ill.
No, but you don't have that option.
But there's people around him though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
There's
true,
people around him that's taking advantage of a sick man.
Oh.
You get what I'm saying? There's a whole nother perspective of it because it's like there's people around him that know his brother and all these other people that this shit it might be going on. But I'm egging it on because of money and things like that. So this guy is sick. What if we stopped him beforehand? What if he didn't get manipulated by other people? This man can't even read.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? He can't really. Bro, they said he went to the
Sorry,
bank.
I shouldn't laugh at that.
And it was the first time he went to the bank in years. You know what I mean? And he didn't know he didn't know what to do. He didn't know his account number. He didn't know nothing.
Listen, I think we're allowed to laugh at guys who pee on children for not being able to read.
Yes.
So you feel free to laugh.
You have the right to that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you look at it from that perspective, it's like and take away sympathy.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Just really look at it in a logical way, and it's like everybody is being,
Well, if there's a way to
situation.
profit off of anything, someone's gonna find a way to profit off of it.
Right.
It's just.
So is that right on? And then that.
No, yeah. I mean,
It's
yeah.
really
There's
to me, it's a slippery slope.
But the thing is, it's not a slippery.
I don't have no sympathy,
It's not
I
a
don't have
slippery
no
slope because you're not tipping the scale in any direction. You're just including more things.
Yeah.
I mean,
We can't look at it as like, oh, but this. It's like no. Also this. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody's responsible for their own actions. Because at the end of the day, I can do A or I can do B. Like that's. I've been maybe like the option to do A was introduced to me, but I can still do B.
but what if the option of A influenced B to do what it's supposed to do?
Wait, what?
The option of A influenced B to do it.
No. Everything, every
You know
choice
what
that
I'm
you
saying?
take just leads to another choice. Always, like, but you're responsible for those choices.
But
man.
we're talking. This is what I'm saying. We're talking about a sick person, like leaving a person with
I know that's
depression
like,
and with a fucking knife or something
bro,
like
that's
that.
like hiring.
And it's like, would you leave a person with depression that wants to leave this earth with all type of silverware and everything laid out here?
Bro, that's like hiring a pedophile babysitter.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. You gotta look at it in that way.
Oh no, I
Was he
agree.
put in
I
that
agree.
position? You know what I mean?
I agree. You can totally take advantage of victims.
Where were the parents? Where was this?
No,
Where was that?
Oh, 100%.
You get what I'm saying? Like-
Bro, 100%. You best believe, like, my kids will never, I would never in a million years let that.
But
I'm never letting my kids visit R. Kelly in prison, no matter how many letters he sends
Because
me.
they might just end up in there with us. Girl, what you doing in jail? In the men's jail with our
Why do you even know R. Kelly's music?
Yeah, that's right.
That's funny.
Oh, man. Yeah, R. Kelly, man. I haven't seen the Lifetime thing yet. I should. Everybody
And
gave
every
it
bit
good
of it
reviews.
is the truth.
All I
man.
know of R. Kelly is that awesome interview where he was like, "I'm fighting for my life out here." I'm like, bro, you like peed on a child? What do you mean?
No, he's like, he said my weakness is I have a big heart and I keep forgiving people.
I forgave that child for letting me pee on her. I forgive you. Some people are just so disconnected from reality, and I want to segue this
that's the truth.
so I'm sure you guys have heard about that guy on YouTube who faked his girlfriend's death. You haven't heard about that? No. Have you?
No. Tell me
Oh
about
my
it.
god. Okay. So I'm surprised you haven't heard about this because I'm not even into these kinds of things. I've seen memes and news about it. So this guy, he has his whole YouTube channel built around every time anyone even marginally famous dies, he makes like a fake like communicating with them through a Ouija board video, and then he gets a call from them, and he did it. Anyone famous, he did it with Mac Miller. And
Kobe?
And this is, yeah, he did it. He does it to every, no, he didn't do it to Kobe. Okay. And here's what's so messed up. He had to officially say on his Twitter, "No, I will not be making a Kobe video," because everyone was like, "Please do not make this." So, and here's just
good.
some tone
I was
deaf.
gonna be salty.
Like, how stupid he is. He on his Mac Miller video, I just seen a clip of it. He was like, one of the things I liked the most about Mac Miller was that he dated Ariana Grande, who was one of the. I'm like, what is wrong with this guy? And so he does this, and he did this video saying his girlfriend has been in his videos before, died in a car accident, hit by a drunk driver.
It was fake.
So here's what happens. People, some other guy on YouTube who was like, this guy on YouTube, he's like, some of the guys like his girlfriend had died in a drunk driving accident. This guy had happened to him for real. And I think he thought it sounded fishy. So he called the police in the area to see, like, did anyone under this name die? And no information on anything like that. So he called him out. He's like, this isn't real. Your girlfriend didn't die in a drunk driving accident. So he goes out, makes a video of him visiting the site where she was killed in the accident. On the side of a highway built like a shrine. He's like, oh, it must have happened here. Took a video of it. And when she first died in the first video announcing that she died, he was like, and her dream was for us to make this other YouTube channel and get it to 1 million subscribers. So everyone subscribed to our second channel. And then in his video he did where he's like, I'm going to call my dead girlfriend on the Ouija board. And he was, at the opening of the video, he's like, don't forget to subscribe. It was her big dream. And he said like all this crazy stuff about it.
God.
And when he got called out, he went on these insane rants about, he was like, it's her fault, she manipulated me into this. And then she's like, no, he was abusive, and he ended up going to jail for assault. And his ex-girlfriend.
Wait, hold on. The fake ex that died.
There was a real ex that fake died.
Wait, hold on. So this was a real person.
This was a real
that
person
just had to pretend to be dead.
Yes, and here's the thing: none of her family knew. Now her parents called her freaking out when they heard about it, and she said, and this is her side of the story, is that when her parents called and were freaking out, he told her like, oh, it's none of their, because apparently he hates her dad. He's like, it's none of his business. I don't tell him how to run his job and how to do this, so he shouldn't be butting into your business.
Wow.
And he basically he deleted all her social media off her phone. He pretended she was dead, and it turns out he's like abusive. So he went to jail for it.
Yeah, jeez.
Like actually, like physical, like assaulting her, and
oh my god.
came back.
Well, check that one off the box too, because like making your girlfriend like fake her own death and shit. I would say that's pretty like abusive.
Ended up
like
doing another. And he has this absolute idiot like guy who a secondary channel is associated with him, and who's like his best friend, and his best friend basically made a video crying about it too. But this guy's a horrible actor, and he's just so weirdly tone deaf to what he's doing. So he comes out like, "What's up, guys? When I was really young, my girlfriend died as well." And they're like, and he does the first guy does like, "Oh, my girlfriend died. 1 like equals 1 prayer for Alexia." Actually said that at the start of the video, and so it all ended up it was fake. But here's the thing: he made videos defending himself, and he just doesn't exist in reality, and he cannot see that he's in the wrong. He's like, I was bullied when I was growing up, and I didn't have any choice but to do this because I don't have anything else going for me. And he made another video explaining how he got to here. His first time getting any margin of success on YouTube was a video of him breaking into like the mall and ended up on the news. And then when the news posted about it, people started going to his channel. And his whole life has just been, he can do wrong things and he benefits from it. And his, I'm losing myself. He was talking about how he's like, the bank took my house away. You feel bad for me. He's like, all I did was borrow all this money from the bank and stop paying my bank loan so I could pursue my dream. And they took everything from me. Like
he was faking this whole thing.
Yeah, but that's the level of disconnected that he is. He's like, oh, all I did was borrow all this money from the bank to pursue my dream. I quit my day job. I had 800 subscribers, and
Something's
to do
wrong.
this.
No, something's wrong with this person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you wanted to fake like an ex-girlfriend's death for money, you would just make up a person. Like you wanted to put this other person through that.
Yeah. Right.
And then-
like something is.
It's because she had been in his videos before, like a lot of them. She was part of his channel.
No.
Yeah.
I get how that would be relevant, but
Yeah.
you can still
No,
always
I
just
agree.
make up that story. Like
Yeah.
he wanted to put her through that,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
for whatever. I don't know how like power structures work in his fucked up head. You know what I mean? But like this person needs help.
Yeah. Oh, I'm surprised you haven't heard about. I've heard about him marginally before because when that other YouTube guy, Etika, committed suicide, he did a video on him, a man who committed
my
suicide
God,
who was
dude.
like 25. And in all his videos, he pretends he gets a phone call from him. There's like a voice on the other side pretending to be that person talking to him.
Right, edited in on the background.
Yeah, he calls like one of his friends, and his friends like make sounds and
Right.
yeah, and that's just like, and it's like 12-year-olds that are like watching this.
Well,
I mean, it's pretty creative.
That's what's so insane.
It's creative.
I mean, who else is gonna like come
No,
on now?
no, but that's what's just so crazy, you know? It's just, I just heard about it, I'm like, this is the most mind-blowing thing I've ever heard in my life.
Man,
don't trust anything in 2020.
No, of course not. That's a very like weird way to like make
That's
your
it.
money.
But you know what? That's the internet. Like I really don't
Yeah.
get surprised off of things like that. Only
Yeah.
because it's the internet. Like the internet, I know my dad, he says this all the time. Like the internet allowed people just to be and do whatever they want to do. Go and pretend to be another person, pretend to have a business. Like you can literally pretend that you have a trucking business right now.
Yeah.
If you get some decals
it's true.
and you go to a truck that has nothing on it and you know where it's gonna be every day and put Carlos's
Carlos's truck shop.
truck shop and you can just pictures of you get a ladder like you putting the ladder inside the bag.
Yeah.
You
On my
could,
way to work.
you could pretend to
Coffee next day.
You could
on
pretend to
my
be
lunch
Mark
break. You know what
Zuckerberg
I'm
on
saying?
Tinder.
Yeah.
Like
What'd you say about Mark Zuckerberg?
I said you could pretend to be Mark Zuckerberg on Tinder. I don't know anyone who's
Oh
done
my
that.
god. Elijah and I one time we made a
That's hilarious.
fake we downloaded Tinder on Elijah's phone. We fucking put pictures of Mark Zuckerberg and we made like a fake Mark Zuckerberg picture. We were like getting matches, but it took like 10
said,
minutes.
Yeah,
Tinder
we got deleted like
We-
right off the bat because we were like, would you like to go to Costa Rica with me? I can see from your search history you've never been. I've already sent a private plane to where
the meme was just like that. We already had all their information
Yeah.
because it's like Mark Zuckerberg. So we were like, "Can I pick you up for a date? I have your address." And I'm like, "Oh."
and like the bio is like, don't bother trying to unmatch with me because I've already matched us together.
Oh man.
And I got like
That's
the worst
funny.
like pictures on like close-ups on his face. I should do one with Kanye.
but we all know Kanye is not gonna be
That's what
You
the
never
people
know.
knew Mark
Of course,
Zuckerberg
you
was
never
better.
know.
That's the joke. It was a stupid
You
joke.
never know.
We're 13. We're 13 basically.
Mentally,
Is
yeah.
what it
I
is.
mean, but I mean, here's the thing. I'm 21. That's funny, and when I'm 42, it'll be funny. And when I'm dying, I'll laugh at that. And my family's like, "What are you laughing?" I'm like, man,
one
one
time.
time when I was like 19, me and Carlos made this really funny like Zuckerberg Tinder account.
They're
and it
gonna
was
be like,
hilarious.
"What's Tinder?"
What's Tinder? Who's Mark Zuckerberg? Hopefully, we can only hope that when I die, they're like, "Who's Mark Zuckerberg?" Like, he was like a lizard man.
And then, how the fuck do you even describe Mark Zuckerberg?
What do you know?
He was a you don't know what the fuck to say.
He was
One of those
one of those.
what they call it?
He's not a human. More lizard-like. His knees bend backwards, and he drinks water very weird.
The visual of his knees bending backwards is like while he's walking into the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
His tongue
Also,
is
his
like
eyes
sticking
blink
out.
sideways like a lizard,
Hey,
and he does those push-ups.
it don't sound far from what you were.
No, he's truly a spectacle to behold. It's something. Anytime I
That's
see
one way to put it.
the way he drinks water, it's like the way
the
like
micro
lizards
sips?
drink it.
It's just like, oh, I'm cavalier. I'm very low key right now.
He also
Like,
pronounces target.
no, he doesn't.
No.
Okay.
I hope. I mean, I don't know Mark Zuckerberg. Maybe he does.
Senator, I don't understand your question.
He does look creepy though. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe he might be we am alien.
I was a little bit past the Facebook cutoff when I'm like, I mean, I wasn't really. I just was never interested in social media, and by the time I was, like, I feel like Facebook's like a thing for like boomers. It's like, it's like my grandma uses Facebook.
Dude,
and my mom.
I only use it to talk to my grandparents. Other than that, I don't use Facebook. It's like
we had to make one for the Instagram account for this podcast. Remember, we had to make a Facebook to link to it so we can turn it into a business thing. And I was like, man, I have like a Facebook that I don't use, and I got like a 2-year-old pending friend request from my mom that I'm not gonna accept. Mom, you can text me.
That is so cold.
But, dude, I don't want not because I do anything that I don't want them to see. I just don't want my family on my social media. And on top of that, I don't even use my Facebook. Mom, why do you want me on Facebook? Like, you have my phone number. Like, my sister tried adding me on Snapchat like years ago. And when she friend requested me, all I sent her was like slowly zooming into the block button. That I blocked her.
Oh, this is so cold, bro. No, I have my family on there.
I don't know.
But I used to really mind. No, on purpose?
He said,
I don't know. I feel like my dad's a different person. Like, to me, like.
What do you mean?
I don't want to see what my dad's doing.
I agree. That's how I am with certain family members, where I'm like, man, I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
I think because you put like family on like a certain like, this is my friend, how I expect my friends, and this is how I view my family.
Yeah, and I feel like that's how
when
he
family
thinks.
starts acting like friends, and I realize you aren't just people that do the box I put you in. You're a human.
Exactly. You start getting mad.
Like, get out of my life.
You start getting more angry than you actually.
That's why I don't go. I haven't gone to a family event for Christmas or Thanksgiving since I added my family on Facebook.
Exactly. You're embarrassed to go see him.
I'm like, ew, I know what you do. You have a job.
No.
Okay, Mr. Progressive, futuristic Carlos.
My family's close. My family's close.
I mean,
I do shit with my sister, and like we follow. I see my dad like post on his Instagram. My dad's bad on Instagram etiquette, so like he won't post for like 2-3 weeks, and then he'll like just boom, 8 pictures, and not like in like one post. He's like boom, like here's one post, check this shit out, and then 2 hours later, boom, because it's always when he has like a really exciting day, but it's just like, man, it's really funny actually.
Yeah,
it's cool.
I'm bad at all social media. I remember Carlos bullied me over my first Instagram post. I don't remember what I think I tagged someone incorrectly, and he's like, "That's not how you tag people, you buffoon." I was like, you know what? You made me down. Like, you're the reason I have Instagram. Really? Because you were like, get Instagram, bro. And I was like, man. I mean, it's better than Twitter. I deleted my Twitter as soon as I got that. I was like, man, this is so much better.
I mean, I think I don't fuck with Twitter too much, but I know Twitter is very funny.
It is.
Like,
it's
you
funny
go in there,
seeing
but it gets weird.
I don't have the energy for the arguments I know it's going to start.
I don't even pay attention to the argument. I just look at all the videos and shit, like the funny videos.
Yeah, I get the funny videos on Instagram.
And then some people do like, this is one guy that I follow. I unfollowed him, but he's a buddy of mine. And he always retweets like porn. And I just be like, you know what I mean? It'd be 6 in the morning, not 6 in the morning, but like 9 in the morning or some shit like that.
Why?
And I'll be scrolling and I see some porn. I was like, nigga, I don't want to see.
Wait, hold on.
Why?
I've always wondered who's sharing this porn. Like when it has like, when porn straight up has like the option to share on like Twitter, like whatever. I'm always like, who is it?
Who requested the share feature?
Yeah, I need a little insight on this.
That's a good.
I have no idea. I just know I don't want to see no porn when I'm looking at I'm looking at jokes.
Yeah.
And then I see I see a vagina pop
Yeah,
up.
well, that's 2 questions I want, and I'm going to be haunted for the rest of my life because there's no answer. Question 1 is, who's posting porn on Twitter?
This guy.
Twitter's not the place for porn. Why? And 2, why is there a share and comment section on porn? Because it's like, what insightful things do you have to say about the porn? Like, you're going to comment on like the acting of the cinematography?
No, it's always mood. And then like the
Are you commenting on porn?
That's what it'd be like. It'd be like mood, and then it'd be like What they be saying?
Bro, no,
It should be weird shit.
no, guys are shameless on the comments, bro.
I don't
They're
even-
very descriptive, bro, about their wants.
There was,
Shit,
but like
it
the
gets
share
weird. That's
button,
why it's weird, because it'd be like a whole bunch of dudes probably be, commenting like what they would do, and
yeah, but
Yeah, 100%.
and the comments are
Yeah, I don't wanna
annoying.
hear
But
that.
I
No,
didn't even.
no.
I wasn't. Why is there a share? Like,
No,
are you
I don't get it.
Am I ever gonna message you, Carlos? And be like, Carlos, I'd really recommend this. Not only is the acting a solid 7 out of 10, not only is the cinematography a 9 out of 10, but you won't make it more than 10 seconds into the video. I really recommend it. I think this is what you need in your life. No one. Okay, I'm not gonna say this. No sane person has a relationship like that with their friends. So you've invented a button that's only gonna be used by psychopaths, and we need to monitor everyone who uses that button.
Just automatic interrogation, bro.
The FBI just kicks in your door the second you share a porn. And I think that anyone who disagrees with that statement is a bad person. And I believe that you're a threat to national security.
You can fill the void left by Andrew Yang leaving, bro.
That is hilarious.
I love it, bro. That's a
If-
great
if-
policy.
I mean, I should run for president and not do anything useful, just introduce my insane policies that I think are good ideas for society. I'm not going to get into all of them.
No, but that's a good start, though.
Executing
That's where the
people
bar
who
is-
share
that's
porn
where the bar is right
videos.
now.
We will now
It's
have
like,
the
all
porn
right,
division
what
at
have you
the
been up to
FBI.
this past 6 months?
That's where the bar is.
I'm starting. Trump started the Air Force. We're starting the porn force. It's just a branch of the military that just hunts down people who share porn.
Bro, the
And
Space
comment.
Force. That sound. I've read up a little bit on it, but it still just sounds like fiction to me.
It is. I mean,
Space
I know.
Force?
I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson
Yeah,
talking.
no, bro. So we have like the Air Force and the Navy, and like
Oh,
this is
yeah,
literally
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but for space.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
like, shit. What's
I
about
thought
to
you
go
was
down
saying-
in space?
Yeah,
like,
because I know Neil deGrasse Tyson explained it on Joe Rogan. I don't
So
know if
what's
you
going
saw.
down in space?
well, why else would you put a military up there?
It's not. It's
That's
okay. Here's
what
the.
I'm saying,
It's
like-
not an actual like. They're not going to be rolling up there with the GAT. Blasting aliens.
Say with the gas.
It's to monitor. Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about it. He's like, basically, there's a branch, a subdivision of the Air Force that does this already. They monitor asteroids and stuff like that, and they nuke them or something like. And they basically.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
what basically they're prioritizing, because apparently every week now there's like some Mount Everest-sized asteroid that's flying towards us, and Trump's
Oh, okay.
like, man, there's a lot of these coming my
Okay.
way.
No, that's hip.
and I really don't want to get blown up by this. So
I
they're
wonder
just
how you get into that
prioritizing
world.
it.
Like, how do you get that job?
My cousin just got hired by NASA.
Blast
Here's
asteroids.
Here's-
Like,
here's what-
like, what is the requirements?
I don't-
Bachelor's degree.
Yeah, I'm just assuming you're.
No, maybe, at least a
I
bachelor's.
think you need to have a 10 kill streak with a drone in Iran.
Shit. Seriously.
No, I don't know. No, but I can tell you this. My cousin just got hired by NASA. He's gonna do. I think he's flight control is like what he said he was doing, but he's about to finish his master's, and I think they said it was cool. He just has to finish his master's first.
Damn.
So I
that's
think
just
it's
crazy.
at a master's.
Damn, I would love to go to space. Like this.
That would
oh my God.
scare
There's I think it was a Japanese like billionaire who bought a trip to space. He like paid Elon Musk to send like 6 people to space, one of them being him, and he chose 5 different artists to take to space because he
That's
wants
just
to inspire them to write like just something that you could only like
You can
the
only
inspiration is like you being in space. Only you fucking guys are
They're
gonna
gonna
have
come
this.
back and write a bunch of poems and stuff about how the Earth is flat. After they finally see it, they're
No,
like,
but
Like,
it's
this motherfucker
really
is flat.
B.O.B. had a point, bro.
This is me. This is one of me and Carlos's most frequent, topics. Is we're always talking about why people believe the Earth is flat. And my big question that I've posed to him, and we have yet to find a reasonable answer: who benefits from tricking everyone into thinking the Earth is round if it's actually flat? What is there to gain?
You know what? I mean, for us folk, there is nothing to gain.
Exactly. There's nothing to be gained from lying about the shape of the Earth. The only argument
I told you it was flat.
The only argument these people
Shut up.
have is they're like, they just want to keep the truth from us because they want to blow our minds. Like,
What? Why would they want to keep the truth from me?
Listen, everything's crazy. The planes are raining mind control acid on us or something.
No, and
Chemtrails.
what's funny is, bro, there's so many examples of like the government actually like lying and like doing some
It's very
shady
bad at
shit.
it.
Very bad.
Yeah, like there's so many like obvious examples out there. Like you don't have to like just go like full on like weird mode. Like you can like look up some like, I don't know, like the Iran-Contra deal or some shit like that. Like, it's out there, bro.
The problem with you cannot trust the government. That's fine. The government lies all the time. But here's the thing. You never have to just trust the government. You can just trust all the people who aren't with the government that have gone to space. You can trust Elon Musk. Why is he lying about the shape of the Earth? Does he want to not blow our minds? He thinks we all live in the Matrix. Doesn't he? Said we all live in a simulation. What does he have to lose? He thinks we're all going to wake up in a dystopian future being controlled by aliens that are using our bodies as batteries, and that he's Neo. He will turn into Keanu Reeves. This is what he believes. Why would he lie about the shape of the Earth if he's trying to convince us all that we live in a simulation, which is way more mind-blowing? If I woke up tomorrow and they were like, yeah, psych, it's been a flat place all the time, my life wouldn't change. No one's life would change because I don't really care about the shape of the Earth.
Literally.
But if I woke up tomorrow and had conclusive evidence I was living in a simulation, I would freak out.
Yeah, I'll freak out.
So that's what I was. If Elon
right.
Musk says the Earth is round, the Earth is round. And that's the end of that. And I would like, can we get a flat earther on here one day? Just anyone off the
I would
street?
love to. And I actually do. Bro, honestly, I do know a guy, and I've never felt comfortable talking about it because I kind of respect this guy, like, as a musician. And I've, like, never brought it up with anybody else, but, like, straight up. One time he just, like, told me, and, like, I didn't want to get into
that's
it.
cool. Like, I just want to know, like, get into, like, the mind of it. Like, why? Like, I just have questions, and it's like I can watch a million documentaries. I've seen documentaries on it, but they're not answering my questions. Because like, I need a one-on-one with someone who believes in flat. I want Logan Paul on here, the new flat Earth.
Oh my God! Do you know Logan Paul believes in the flat Earth? He just told me this.
Yeah,
like,
I was surprised you had heard about that. He made a whole documentary on YouTube about how he's a flat earther now.
I didn't see the documentary, but I know he's a flat earther.
Yeah, he came out. He came out of the closet at a conference. Like, I believe in flat Earth. Like,
man, it's just crazy.
You never know, though.
You never know. We're all gonna have to go to space and film a podcast.
Yeah,
out
let's
there.
go to space. Actually,
the hell?
It's only
flat?
a couple $1 million. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know how much it is.
We'll get Elon Musk on the podcast.
Can you imagine having that type of dough, though? To like, you can just go to space. I mean, not like every week.
I think that'll be dangerous.
That would freak.
That'll be dangerous.
Or if it became like commercial, for example, you know what I mean? It's kind of like going on a cruise, but instead you're just going into space for like 48 hours. You come right back.
I think you're talking about something that is being worked on at this moment in time, or may have been already created. Who knows?
We're gonna.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but I'm just saying that'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool. It would change like your complete perspective on life. I think.
Yeah. Because now you're leaving this thing.
Yeah, but at first it would be so fucking unaffordable, obviously.
It would. But we'll all be rich off this podcast by then.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
We'll be able to make our own shit.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's crazy, man. I would really love to just.
Yeah. And
I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah,
straight up. Of like people that have gone to space. What the fuck? I want to go to space.
But you ever think about that? Like all our knowledge and our experience, for me, you, all of us personally, is based on what we've seen on this Earth, and there's like infinite number of other planets that are completely
infinite numbers of fucking
like and that can completely change everything about everything you know.
Galaxies, bro. Like there's planets, and then there's planets, and then there's galaxies. There's billions of other galaxies, whereas like the whole thing is full of planets, and then there's billions of those.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's. Oof.
Yeah. I actually remember this number because it tripped me out. The number of like estimated like planets that we've seen is 800 octillion. Yeah. You ever heard that number before? Octillion? I had never heard that before.
Never heard of it. But I'm assuming it's more than 5.
Yeah. And it's 800 octillion. Like you can't imagine that number.
Nope. 800 octillion.
Yeah.
Imagine counting those. Like that's one.
No. It would take more lifetimes that there have been time to count that much number. That many numbers.
Start from right now.
I'm gonna do it right now.
It would take,
do it.
dude. Yeah, there hasn't existed that much time where you can count from like 0 to that
Watch
number.
me do it. Next time we record, I'll be at like 400 octillion.
Great podcast, bro.
I'll be at 400 octillion live stream.
Wait, hold on. Actually, I made fun of you for that, but I swear there was a streamer
who
that did
counted.
himself counting. I think it was to like 1,000 or something like that, but it was like a
I'm pretty
5-hour
sure you
stream.
count to 1,000 pretty quickly.
Oh, maybe it was like 10,000.
Maybe it was like 1,000,000.
I don't know what it was, man. But I swear that shit took like an hour or like half an hour, something like that. And he was getting donations and viewers, and he was just counting.
Congratulations, you can count. We're in the wrong market. I'm gonna do the ABCs next week, and we're gonna.
You try to nail them in every language first try. Alphabets you don't recognize. This
what
looks
is this
like a
Russian nonsense. Do you ever seen the Russian alphabet?
Yeah.
That stuff's crazy. What are you guys doing? Why can't you just have a normal A, please? And while you're at it, make all the other letters normal too. All you other Japan too, man. What are these things? Little huts disguised as houses. That hut doesn't even look like an A. I can draw a hut that looks like an
So
A.
cultured.
It does look crazy.
While planning to get a Japanese symbol tattooed on my arm, like, what is this Japanese A? Disgusting.
Hey, no, are you for real about that tattoo?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What do you want it to say though?
I'm looking at the one for strength.
Strength?
Yes.
I like that. Chris,
What's going on?
Evander, he's getting his Japanese for strength
Yeah,
tattooed.
right here above this one that I got,
Hey,
which I also need to get.
What is that?
These are Viking runes.
Ooh.
And they all mean something different and something. And I picked them all out one by one, and I got room for 2 more in the back. And I can't remember what the order of what they all mean, but one of them means like one of them is basically the symbol for it's translated to English is basically means like actions speak louder than words. I think that's this one. And then one of them is basically what these, from my understanding, what these meant was Vikings would get these things, and people it would basically define who you are to people who met you. So like someone who was like an intellectual, like a writer, had like I think this one right here. And
Nice.
So basically, you know what a person's about just by looking at these things you have on them.
That's
and I think
beautiful.
that simplifies things. So I'm now going to teach everyone Viking runes, and I'm going to lift up my sleeve everywhere I go, so I don't have to explain myself
That's
to people.
beautiful.
Yeah,
If
that's
you guys
awesome.
don't know, this guy's blasted all the way up to his neck, and he has like sleeves on both sides.
Man,
This guy's
that's a financial endeavor to do that, man.
Yeah, for real.
Everyone I know who has sleeves, who works a 9 to 5 like me, is like, oh yeah, I know someone who's doing it for free. It was a friend of a friend. I'm like,
Yeah,
lucky
that's
you.
how it is.
Yeah.
Usually,
That's so funny.
it definitely is.
I want to get my second tattoo, definitely. But it's so funny, man. Like, and I see this just like, and I'm still young, but like I'm getting, the older I get, like the less cool I am with just like spending money like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I used to love going out.
You've always essentially been a boomer.
What? That's
What?
You already know.
I thought you were about to say that I didn't. I was like,
Going out
man.
is not my thing anymore. Well, it never never has
Yeah,
been.
for you, probably like.
It never has been. Like if I was out, I was just with people.
Yeah, I only like going out to like a small thing with some people that I know. Like when we used to go to Yard House after when we worked at Lemonade.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Like I hate parties. I hate
No,
stuff like
dude.
that.
Yeah, there was a time in college where I loved parties. I went to the club, like all this stuff. But
I ain't never been to a
Ooh,
club. Yeah,
man,
I've never
yeah.
been
But
to a
eventually,
single
it's just
club.
like, dude, like I'm like struggling here. Like, is this even worth it? Like, I'm having like a lot of fun, but like that's really about it. And then like
Fun is
my money's
temporary.
like going
That
down
shit
the
wasn't-
drain. Like,
yeah, I think it wasn't fun for me.
Yeah.
Like that. I always just wanted to be somewhere that nobody else was.
Yeah.
And just, you know what I mean? And like just be like, my mind is crazy. I just will think like, you know how I'm around you guys?
Yeah.
My mind would go into like a bird's eye view. And you know how when you zoom out and you only see yourself and it is further out you get, it looks like you're more alone.
I used
to always want to feel that way, like I'm alone.
I was thinking about that, but in terms of like dying last night, and it was like freaking me out to the point where I had to stop thinking about it because I'm like, I just like to think about like what happens after you're gone. It's like all these different things that people believe happen, whether they believe you go somewhere after, or if you believe that's just the end. It's just like, that's just crazy because one day, you know, your body's just gonna be a thing in a grave, and I think about that because I like. The second after I finish this sentence, the second after every word that I say is an experience that is completely out of my comprehension. I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
Like, I can't comprehend beyond anything that's already happened to me. Anything beyond what's happened to me is beyond what I can understand.
Exactly.
And that just trips me out.
Yeah, because
you know?
you really don't understand.
No, yeah.
Because it's like, I see it as like time is just, that thing is moving right in front of you. You know how it's like that
it's
line?
It's literally right next to you. You can't. It's not ahead of you and it's not behind you. It's what you are.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
Time.
Yeah, and when I think about that, and I think about like, man, there was someone who was having these thoughts that I had in this exact same place like 2,000 years ago, and they're dead now, and their body is probably decomposed beyond existence.
Yeah.
And we're thinking about just the time that we're in. It just
right now,
tricky.
exactly. I think about the same thing, bro. Like, when I look at like Woodstock, and I see like Jimi Hendrix up there, and they got, you know how you go to like pop-ups and shit like that, and how they got homemade beads and things that they make at home set up. Like they're doing that in 1972. You know what I'm saying? And they're partying, and they got festivals, just like we have Coachella, just like we got like the Tyler, what's the Tyler Creator shit?
Flognog?
Flognog. How we got Flognog now and all that shit. They were doing that in 1970 something, and that's somebody's grandma that's either alive now or dead.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And that time passed, like you said. Now they're
and we can't even comprehend not thinking, not being conscious.
Yeah,
like
it's
not
impossible
sleeping.
for us.
You can't. Your mind can't process.
And
what
it's
like
funny because we've lived. Well, we haven't lived through that, but we have been, because there was a time where we weren't born.
Yeah.
But
and
that's
so
the thing.
Where were we in like 1486? Where was our consciousness?
And that's where you go when I say when you say the body decomposes. Like when you really look at your body as not it, like that's not. This is just the driving force. Everybody know that this thing is just the car. But when you tap into what that thing really is, and when that body goes away, that thing is still here. You know what I mean? Like,
Chris,
shit's crazy. It's
I'm gonna drive your point even further. Every 2 years, every single atom in your body has been replaced.
Wow.
So you are 100. You are
100%
different matter.
Yeah. That's just wild.
Like on the smallest possible physical level.
Yeah.
Like every 2 years that happens.
That's just crazy.
So what makes you, you know? And then like it's your consciousness, I suppose, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like even though it's, like if you think about an atom, that's still something.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
been seen and discovered or whatever you can call it. But that energy, that thing that's charging your conscience to be what it is. You only have a conscience because you're in a body. That's the only reason why you have a conscience and are able to do this.
Yeah.
When you don't have this body, there is no seeing anymore.
Yeah.
There is nothing connected to where I'm seeing something anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was thinking
it's
about.
It's more divine, you know what I mean?
Because when most people think about their death, they think about like the life going on after it.
Right.
Everyone else's life and the world moving on without it. But people don't, when they think about death, they don't think about what happens to yourself.
Right.
And you don't think about like just nothingness. I know people talk about it and they think about it, but you don't really think about it. Most people don't go their whole lives, I think, and don't even try to comprehend like what it is to just be dead.
Yeah, nothingness, like just nothing. Like you said, people expect when they die, they're gonna see people.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing to see.
Yeah, you're
like,
not gonna see your own funeral.
You're not, exactly. You're not gonna see that.
Yeah, when people die, they think about their funerals.
Yeah.
They
Well,
don't
I think
about
like
not
for a lot of people, it's comforting, you know, because it's really discomforting to like kind of really like face like your mortality, you know.
When you get through that discomfort,
you totally
become so comfortable.
I agree.
Like I feel like at some point, like you have to in this life, I feel like you have to understand death. Like there's no line in between like this here and the so-called other life that we think that's going on. Like it's just it's all one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's good because just like facing your mortality, it's nice to have like the most important deadline ever. You know, you have goals in life, you have aspirations, you have all these things. Just facing the reality, like that's it's.
And the thing is that motivates you more when you understand it because then you're realizing that it's not maybe 80 years from now, maybe it's tomorrow.
Right.
And because when people don't realize that the people who don't fully comprehend what the end of your life means just aren't gonna think in the same way someone who does is. Someone who does consider tomorrow everything could be over and it's just there's no retries, it's just anything I have because unless you believe in reincarnation, I believe basically anyone who doesn't believes that you literally only have one shot at what you have on this earth. Even if you believe in like an afterlife or whatever you believe in, unless you believe you're gonna get reincarnated, you really do believe that what you have here is the last life, that your only experience here.
Right. Or make the best out of your experience.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah.
You have to make the best.
And those thoughts right there, those are the ones that I be having.
Yeah, that's what I think about when it's like 3 in the morning.
Those are the ones.
Yeah.
I was just thinking I was listening to your music last night. I was sitting there listening to it. And that's what I was thinking about. I was like, staring up the ceiling, like, man.
It's like, wow, this whole new person I had no idea existed in this world is just real, living a life, following his dreams like this and that.
There's a term for that when you. There's a psychological term. If after I describe, you can look it up. It's for when you first realize that people basically aren't other characters in your life and that they're fully conscious beings, like when you're young. Like there's a psychological term for the effect that
you're the teacher at the grocery store.
Yeah, basically for when you realize that people's lives don't end when you don't see them. Because there's a term of the effect that has on your psychology.
You saying kids have that?
Yeah, that you have it when you're young. When you're young, you're gonna realize.
Like you feel like when they're gone.
Yeah, that
they're gone.
Their life stops.
Wait, hold on. When you were a kid, did you not believe that like teachers slept at school? I used to think that teachers slept at school.
I did.
I did. That's a common like thing.
Yeah,
for, like,
I know people
children.
do.
Like teachers belong at school. And firemen, firemen do, but you know what I mean? Like,
no, but the police stay here. The fucking people at the store, they stay at the store, like this and that. Yeah. That's a total like kid thing. That's totally a kid thing.
Yeah,
that is hilarious.
Yeah, do you know about fucking object permanence too? You guys ever heard of that one? So that's like the ability to understand that something that you can't see is there. Like right now we're at my apartment. I can't see my toilet, but I know it's there. And I know when I walk in there, it's there. Like these kids, when you play peekaboo with them, it's hilarious to them because they literally think you're appearing and disappearing. They don't have object permanence. You know what I'm saying? They just know that things are there when they can't see them. Like that's another funny one.
Yeah, and that's the same thing because it's just as your mind grows and you experience things. Imagine having that experience of realizing that people's lives continue when you're not looking at them at like an older age. Imagine how crazy that would be. Like if you like hit your head and you get amnesia and you literally forget everything and you like learn how to breathe and then you're like, wow, this doctor who saved me, their life doesn't end when they walk out of this room and it doesn't restart. Because I remember like in my head, like I never thought it was real, but in my head I was like, man, what if everyone is just a character in this movie of my life? And then wouldn't that be crazy if when they walked away from me that they weren't even living a life? Like I used to have that thought. Like I didn't think it was real, but I did have that thought kicking around in my head. Because I wasn't watching too many movies.
Young intellectual.
The Matrix.
Maybe the Matrix, bro. The thing you can't disprove any of them.
Yeah. You can't prove that when I'm gone, your life is continuing.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I can't prove it to you. You can't prove that to me.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's so funny. And you can't prove that. You can't prove that this isn't the Matrix. You can't prove that like we won't be saved. You can't prove that there's nothing. I don't know, bro.
You know what I can prove? That the Earth is round.
Even they said that's photoshopped.
Yeah. But you know what? I can physically drag someone out to space and push them out and. In the last 90 seconds before they die, they're like looking at the Earth and they're like, "Wow, it's round," and then their head explodes. That's an actual thing. 90 seconds in space without a spacesuit.
Your head explodes?
No, that's just how long you'll live. I don't know if your head will explode, but that's how long it takes for you to die.
So what if you go 50 seconds?
You'd probably be real fucked up.
Yeah,
dude.
it would hurt. someone was talking about this on Joe Rogan again. He had an astronaut on, and they were saying Joe Rogan's like, so do you hold your breath? And he's like, no. If you hold your breath, that's bad because what's happening is your body's pressurizing. And if you hold your breath, you're not releasing anything. It'll basically you like explode. I think.
So you gotta.
To like have the least miserable of the miserable deaths.
Yeah, you just
5 seconds.
But the thing I heard
No,
that
no seconds,
Give
bro.
me 5 seconds. I'm just.
yeah.
No,
And
there's
then
no air.
shit,
What are
2
you doing?
seconds.
You're not inhaling.
And
Oh,
the
no,
guy-
I'm not doing anything.
No,
but
yeah.
just doing whatever.
And
however you can stay alive.
Yep.
I'm doing that for 2 seconds. If I can get a glance at, boom.
No, bro.
The guy
you
who-
risk getting cancer like really bad if you do that.
Man, if I'll come back I'll sacrifice myself. I'll come back with cancer and be like, yo.
No,
Yeah.
bro.
The guy
Go
who
in a suit.
the
Go in a suit, bro. We'll get you a suit.
the one they were interviewing,
crazy.
the way they found this stuff out was they put him in a machine in this room that simulates what that's like. It simulates the pressure and all that of being out in space.
No.
Yeah. Like, obviously, not to the degree where it can kill you, but it simulates the experience of being out there.
What did they say?
I forget. I'd have to look at it again, what he was talking about. But basically, he says like that
that's crazy.
they asked him to test this thing out, and they're like, look, it's going to simulate being out in the vacuum of space. And I could be totally wrong. I hate citing things because I feel like I'm going to be wrong. And someone's going to be like, you idiot. How dare you incorrectly cite this? Like when I was saying, like, I'm pretty sure the richest man in, like,
The
athlete in
athlete,
history was
yeah.
like some Greco.
No, you nailed that.
Yeah, I got him.
17 billion?
17
Come on now.
billion. Good God.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How dare you keep that much money to yourself, Greco chariot racer? Share
know what
some of
that's
that
called?
with the
No, he totally should have, bro. Are you kidding me? There
Yeah,
was like
share it.
surfdom and shit. Like,
listen, surfing is dope.
oh,
Just go out on a little
No,
ride.
Akon, he's getting his own, or he has his own city.
yeah, I saw that. Akon bought like, I don't know if a city or like the infrastructure for it or like, oh man, it's
I'm-
amazing. The humanitarian work this guy's doing.
All right, I'm moving to Akon City, guys. See you later.
Yo.
No, hey, whatever. Yeah, it's a growing market, bro.
Building cities.
Yeah. If you invest in a business, you're gonna make some money there. It's so, like there's a massive investment going there. Move to
I'm gonna
Africa.
Open up a Starbucks in Akonville. What is it called?
I don't know.
That's
I don't
I'm just
know.
calling it Akon
But the
City.
thing is, I think it
Yeah,
already
me
is a city technically, and like he's like investing in. But
And he's
I don't
giving
know
free
how it works.
Wi-Fi.
I don't know. Yeah, he was saying that they need this for lights and building permits.
Who even is Akon?
Are you kidding me?
I know. What does he do specifically?
Oh
'Cause
my
I feel like I know.
God,
Music and produce.
come
That's what I
on,
thought. I know
bro.
he's revolved in music, but like, what does he do in music? Like, I know he's music.
Whoa! It
involved.
really is called
Rapper,
Akon
producer.
City,
Nice.
but it's in Senegal.
What, okay, geography man, where is that? This guy's picking on us like on the second episode for not knowing about what was a peninsula and what was an island.
Well, no. That's not what it was. Is that Miguel said that Sweden was an island.
Oh, no.
So I was like, come on now. Oh, but what's funny, okay, so, Miguel was talking about the how there was this place in like Northern Europe where but he was really talking about Iceland this whole time. He didn't know it was Iceland because I did look it up. Where there's an app where you can look up like people because apparently the rate of you like fucking your cousin is pretty high.
Wow.
You're in an island, like you don't have like a lot of people coming in
Yeah.
because it's Iceland. Who's moving to Iceland, bro? Like, and you have to check on this app, or like that's what people do nowadays.
Well, shit. I mean, thank God for apps.
Thank God for
That's
apps.
true, though.
Way less to afford.
I mean, that
babies
is a
being born.
solution, right?
Yeah, because you come out with some
Yeah.
crazy kids.
Yeah, that's
and
totally a
everything.
solution.
Listen, down in Alabama, they don't really care. And I think that might just
Hey,
be
Chris
the
went to
progressive way
college
of
in
thinking.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was an experience.
What kind of an experience?
It was a black experience, very black experience. Like, every person in that city was probably, or on the side I was in Montgomery, was a black person, and like the projects was outside of the school, and it was fun because I used to be by myself. Like I used to go skate around the campus and stuff like that. But it was an experience, bro. The people were beautiful. They were great. The ones that aren't, you already know how they are. You know what I'm saying? The same, there's bad people everywhere, but
Yeah.
all in all, the experience was an experience.
All
But it was cool. It was cool.
Hell yeah, man.
It was
That
cool.
is a lot different from what I was expecting you to say.
Yeah.
I was expecting you to be like, I went to the most redneck part of Alabama, and I was.
But the thing is, I couldn't go to the most redneck
Yeah,
part
that's what I was
because
saying. I was like,
I could not. There was a place near Birmingham, that there was like, y'all can't go over there.
That's
can't go
so
over there.
crazy.
That's
'Cause
wild. It's so crazy.
bad.
Like when people talk about American culture, I'm like, the fuck do you mean, bro?
But
You know how
no,
different
and I'ma
Alabama
tell you
is
a
from
trip.
Los Angeles
I'ma
is
tell you
from
a
New
trip,
York.
though.
Yeah.
When I out there, I got that. Like, you can't come to this city because you're redneck. Da da da. Oh, they got the rednecks over there. Boo boo boo. Then I come out here, and I have a friend who lives in Inglewood, and I go over there. I enter the neighborhood, and people press me about where I'm from. You get what I'm saying? Like there's a whole nother state where you can't go because I'm black, right? And then I go somewhere where it's majority of blacks, and this black dude is pressing me because I don't live over there.
Yes.
That tripped me out when I
Down to the zip code.
in 2020. Where this food from, blood? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, Jesus Christ, like we're in 2020.
Yeah,
Y'all
man.
still thinking like that?
They just shoot me on the spot.
Like
We know he ain't from the right zip code.
Oh man, yeah. I hate
Honestly,
to break it, Elijah. I don't know.
twice. Shit. They
They don't even ask what zip code you from. Like,
It's just,
Yeah.
but that trips me out. It's like,
Yeah, that
you
is
can't
trippy,
win.
man.
Like,
Yeah.
I can't win.
It's okay,
no
bro.
one can win. We're
It's-
winning by being here.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
where, This is
exactly,
where we
exactly.
win.
We're leading
We
by
don't win in
example, baby.
Alabama and Inglehood.
Yeah.
This
yeah,
is
Inglewood.
Yeah.
It's Inglehood.
No, he said
I have a friend who's gonna listen to this who lives in Inglewood. I know he's gonna appreciate me saying that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect, perfect.
You know who you are.
Hell yeah.
That's funny. But yeah, that's trippy. Like, you gotta be careful. Like everybody, there is never going to be. This trips me out about like every. You know, I think we talked about this.
Oh yeah,
About,
boy, have we?
Okay, I'm gonna just say it in the brief because I think it'll probably be controversial. But there's gonna be bad people in every race. You get what I'm saying? There's gonna be good white people. There's gonna be bad white people. It's gonna be good Mexicans. They're gonna be bad Mexicans. They're gonna be good Asians. There's gonna be bad. There's gonna be good black people, and there's gonna be bad black people. There's never gonna be everybody is good. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So I feel like
I agree.
when it comes to
Is that the controversial statement?
no, that's not the guy. I'm steering away from it.
No.
But I just
right.
want to get the point across that everybody is a person. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like people should treat people just as a person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
You
yeah.
smart. If you do this, then you just do that.
The thing, like scaring people into like seeing race and like assuming things about race, like it's just like it's like a tool, dude. Straight
Right.
up, but like really, there's nothing there, man.
Yeah,
Like who cares? Like you give a shit if people's earlobes are connected or not. Like it's literally like the same type of like
Yeah.
chemical, like
Yeah, that's a good point. The earlobe thing.
yeah, like
Yeah.
It's but any time you're in any group, the majority is always gonna like, because they're gonna connect with themselves. Any group where it's like one majority is always gonna single out the minority. Obviously,
Right.
that's just how it's gonna happen, and it doesn't matter what group the group is. You know, there's no group that's not gonna do it because they have it like in their DNA to like not band together like that.
Yeah, but well, you should check out these like Gen Z kids though, because like you grow up now and like you're seeing these movies that like have everybody and shit. You just like you don't even think twice about it, and like I don't know, like when I see like on my family side, like 'cause I actually do follow like my cousins and shit like that. They just post pictures with their friends and like it looks pretty diverse. Like, but I
Doesn't
do
look
think
like
like
Seinfeld?
people like in our generation, I even see it too. People self-segregate, bro. And like in high school, all my friends were like Mexican because really like I don't know, like not a lot of white people were hanging out with Mexicans. Not a lot of black people were hanging out with Mexicans.
And that's
like,
it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But I
no,
feel
but a
like
lot of cool people were
yeah.
white and black that I
Yeah.
wish I could have just gotten to
And
like
that's-
just go
Yeah.
get like lunch with or something.
all together, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and
those two
it's-
don't relate. That's why. Okay, I'll put it like this. I think as far as me, like dating a white woman, I feel like that would be, I couldn't do that. You get what I'm saying?
Why?
Only because being with a white woman, there wouldn't, and there's nothing wrong with white women. I'm just saying, me personally, and how other black dudes do it, that's how they do it. But for me personally, in conversation, when it comes to like having a love relationship with this person, when it comes to certain issues that my mom may, relate to a lot more, and I'm more empathetic for because of how I've been treated before. You're not gonna really, really understand that. You get what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I get it that you'll be like, oh damn, that shit happened. But when it comes to really like
shared experiences,
you want somebody who's like gone through like the same kind of social shit that like
that, and is deeper than social shit. In my personal opinion, I feel like the things that happen to families a long time ago, and this goes with Asians, white folk, anybody, Spaniard, whatever, it goes generations. You think the things that your great grandpa went through is not in your blood right now, not in your DNA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The way that you may be persistent, the way that you are, isn't from that person. The pain that person went through, maybe some of the issues that you have. I know everybody got issues. I know I have issues. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody has them. Things that you can work on. Those things just don't come out of nowhere. I don't think it's just like, I didn't react to this just like this way because society did it. You react to somebody hitting you or somebody doing something to you different than I do. You may cry, I may feel like crying, but don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like it's deeper than that, and I feel like being with somebody, that really matters. You get what I'm saying?
I agree. Yeah.
And it goes deeper than that. So for me, I feel like that's the reason why, you know what I mean, I wouldn't be able to do that. But I mean, other than that, I love white women.
That's awesome, bro. Bro, we gotta wrap it up with that.
What time are we at right now?
Man, we got a long podcast.
Hour and 43.
I think so.
Oh,
is that what that says?
That's
I don't know, because it has to. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it has the stuff from us talking before.
Right.
So it's probably
Yeah.
like an hour and a half.
We'll figure something out. We'll figure out how long it is in a sec. But yeah, Chris, you want to know how I'm gonna end the podcast, bro? I'm gonna point out that your fly's been open this whole time.
Got him. And do you have any projects? Not gonna let you end it.
Got you,
I
bro.
won't let you end it on that though, because do you have any projects or anything you want to talk about?
Oh, that's right. We can't end it on that because we got to plug. Got to plug your stuff, my guy.
My name is Chris, and
With a period.
With a period.
With a period. You can find all of my stuff on it's on streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, everything.
Shout out Maple.
Shout out Maple. If you want to find me on Spotify and listen to the new heat, type in Chris, CHRIS, period, and the new single Lucy, LUCY.
And listen to Midnight Hours.
And Midnight Hour.
That's my favorite one.
There you go, right there, like that. Appreciate you, my man, for listening.
Yeah, Midnight Hours and was I-95. Those are my two favorites.
Oh, he knows the deep cuts now, bro.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know, and I know you do the little the voice notes where you ASMR some of your lyrics.
You heard him.
What
he said. But yeah, and then follow me on Instagram at The Chris Club, THECHRIS period CLUB. So it's The Chris period Club. All right.
And
bro, thank you so much.
Do you have anything that you're gonna be doing, Carlos Bueno?
Man, Chris and I are always working on some stuff. Yeah. Keep your eyes and ears open this year. This year it's really gonna be popping.
Oh yeah.
All right. And now I'll end it by saying your fly was open.
Your fly was open the whole time, bro. How
hour
unprofessional.
and 45 minutes. Ew.
Why were you guys looking down there?
I wasn't. It was Carlos. I noticed he was staring, but I didn't know what.
Shit.
Hey, man.